This is my first video blog, and for those of you that do not know who I am, my name is Debbie, and I basically want to explain a little bit about this blog, why I started it, why you should watch, why you should care. Basically, I began writing over over about the last 15 years or so, stories about my life. And I would always get stuck. I would never finish one, then I would move on to the next, and that's where we would be with the books. And many friends, so many people over the years have said to me, "Oh my God, Debbie, you have to tell the stories. You have to write the books. You have to tell these stories. You have to get it out there." And so finally, I thought, okay, what do I do best? I talk. I tell stories. So why not tell you the stories that I would have written? Good idea? Okay. So, first book would have been about my childhood. My wonderful childhood on Tulip Street in Northeast Philadelphia, growing up in the 50s, 60s, early 70s, in an Italian-American household, grandparents, parents, in an Italian-American neighborhood where half of us were all related. And I was in show business, singer, actress, and that segued into the next book, which was when I left New York. I left Philadelphia for New York City, and I absolutely fell in love with New York City. And what that journey was like, coming of age in the 1970s in Greenwich Village, what it felt like to move from the hippie era into the disco era, which brought us into the 1980s when I changed careers from show business to travel. I began to travel a little, and I just became passionate about it. So I went into the travel industry, and then it brings us to the next book, which is I moved to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. It's true. I took my cats and all, and off we went to Rio, which I call my period of temporary insanity. But seriously, it was a great time. It was a great learning experience. What it's like to live in another country, experience another culture, learn another language. Just an absolutely a fun time. Then I finally moved back in the early 90s, moved back to New York City. And if you could believe it, I re-fell in love with New York even deeper than I had before. And this was the first time in my life that I really came back working full-time in the travel industry. And I discovered a part of me and a part of the travel industry that I never thought I'd enjoy, which was adventure travel. And so that was really fun and interesting, delving into that. And I became an independent contractor in the travel industry, so that was enlightening, and there's a lot of nice stories there and learning experiences. What it's like to be an independent contractor and have your own business. Then I finally married for the first time in my mid-50s, my old boyfriend from Rio de Janeiro. So what is that like? An independent woman finally marrying for the first time in her mid-50s. So that's another story. And I guess that common thread I've seen through my entire life and through all of the books has been my spirituality, my conversations with God, how that has affected my entire life until today, and how I consider myself Gnostic, not agnostic, but not Gnostic. Gnosticism means to know. And I want to delve into that and explain that a little bit. And also, I've moved from New York, my beloved New York, to LA, and I want to give you my take and opinions on that and the differences between the two cities, if you'd like to go on this journey with me. And if you would, I have a thought, and that is life is made up of small comings and goings, and for everything we take with us, there is something that we leave behind. Until next time.